Hey superstars, it's your girl Malika, aka Miss Magic, back with another video. Today we are going to cook the juiciest, crispiest fried chicken that you would ever want, and we are not using any milk or egg. That's right, I said it, no milk, no egg. But first, if you are new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you for coming. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button for me, give me a big thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so you can be alerted when I do post another video. Alright guys, let's get straight into making this delicious fried chicken. Here's our ingredients. We have our clean washed chicken. We're going to use kosher salt for the brine. I have cayenne red pepper, Tony's Creole seasoning, paprika, adobo all-purpose salt, coarse black pepper, garlic powder, flour, cornmeal, and baking powder. Alright guys, let's get right on into the chicken. The key to moist, juicy chicken is to make a brine. If you want your chicken moist and juicy, you have to brine it. And by brining, I mean you're going to soak your chicken in a salt bath. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. You're going to go ahead and fill up your pot with fill it halfway. You want all your chicken to be covered. So I'm just using a regular pot, and we're going to fill it up halfway with water. Once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and take your kosher salt, and you'll put about 1/4 of a cup of kosher salt in the brine. Let's go ahead and put it right on in there. Then I'm going to add about a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now I'm going to go ahead and add all of the chicken to the salted water. But don't stop there. We're not finished with our brine. And now, guys, don't think I'm crazy. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. And what this does is just balances out the saltiness of the brine. So go ahead and we're going to place 2 tablespoons of sugar directly into the brine water. Go ahead and stir your chicken up into your brine solution, making sure that your chicken is fully covered. And what we're going to do now is we're going to let this chicken sit for no less than 30 minutes. I usually let it go for about an hour. You can let it go for up to 4 hours, but I feel like 1 hour is perfect for juicy chicken. All right, while our chicken is sitting in the brine, we are going to go ahead and mix up our wet mix and our dry mix. So now I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. For our wet mix, you're going to need a large bowl. We're going to start off with about a cup and a half to 2 cups of flour, depending on how much your chicken you're frying or how many pieces you're frying. You got to kind of weigh it like that. So I think right here I'm using about a cup and a half. Then I'm going to go ahead and pour about 1/4 cup of cornmeal, around 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of Goya adobo seasoning, a tablespoon of coarse black pepper, about a tablespoon and a half of Tony's Creole seasoning. Next, a tablespoon of garlic powder, a half of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, not too much. Unless you want your chicken more spicy, then you can add a little bit more. Next is the paprika, and because you know paprika really doesn't have taste, you can go crazy on the paprika if you want. I like to use a lot because it gives the chicken a nice rich color. So it doesn't really matter how much paprika you use. If you don't want your chicken to have like a reddish tint, then don't use that much. But I like my chicken to have a slight red tinge. Now we're going to put that to the side, and we're going to do the exact same thing for our dry batter. I am just using 2 plastic bags. Back in the day, we used to use brown paper bags to shake up our chicken. But now at the grocery store, you get plastic bags. So that's what we're using. This is how I was taught. You can use whatever you like. Now we're going to add the dry batter. We're going to use the same exact ingredients, guys, that we're using for the wet batter. I eyeballed it. So I don't use as much of everything as I did for my wet batter, but I am using the exact same ingredients. I know you guys see my chicken bouillon on my counter. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. I did not use any chicken bouillon this time. So like I said, we're basically adding the exact same ingredients that we used in our bag. All right, once we got that all done, we're just going to take our bag and we're going to shake it up, shake our ingredients up so they can get nice and mixed. Now you want to go ahead and taste your flour. What I do is just I take my finger, put a little bit of the flour on there, and you taste it. And it's going to give you the taste of all of your seasoning. Guys, this is for my family. Don't come for me talking about some, oh, you put your finger in here. Yeah, I did. It's for my family. If you're cooking for people, wear gloves and you can use a spoon to taste the flour to make sure that it's seasoned. The way that flour tastes is the way that your chicken is going to taste. I'm going to put a little bit more paprika in mine because I want a little bit more of my coloring. So I'll put a little bit more paprika in there and we're shaking it up. Yep, that's perfect. That's exactly the way I want it to look. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start making our wet batter. First things first, we're going to go ahead and take our batter that we have in the bowl and we have to stir it up and make sure that it is mixed very well. Make sure you have all your seasonings mixed up in the bowl. Once you've mixed up the seasonings very well, you're going to do the same thing you did for your dry batter. You're going to taste it and make sure that it is seasoned the way you want it to taste. I think I needed a little bit more of the Tonys. So yes, I did. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more Tonys in there. I wanted it a little bit more Creole seasoning. And now we'll just stir that up and we'll do our taste test again. Oh, I also added some more garlic powder. I think I added some more pepper too. And some more paprika. So I added some more. So I wasn't satisfied clearly with the taste. So I added pepper. That's why you have to always taste your flour. Once I do all of this, now I'm going to go ahead and stir my batter up and then I'll do the taste test again and then it's going to come out perfect. Okay, taste test. Yep, that's perfect. That's exactly where I want it. All right, now we're ready to wet that thing up. Now you're wondering, if we're not using milk or egg, how the heck are you going to do a wet brine? Well, I'm going to show you in just a minute. So let's get started on preparing our chicken to go into our wet brine. Oh, and guys, I did add a little black pepper into my brine. But now we're ready to just go ahead and pour out that solution. Pour your chicken into a colander in the sink and let that go ahead and drain off. And guys, I did not get this on camera, but you want to take your chicken and pat it dry. What I did is just put it on a bed of paper towels, put some paper towels on top, and just squeeze the water out of it. All right, guys, let's go to the secret ingredient of our wet batter. And what it is good old tap water. That's all you need. You don't even need any milk and eggs. When you have your chicken batter so seasoned and good tasting, what you need milk and eggs for? This is perfectly good. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pour tap water in there, mix it up until I have the consistency a little bit wetter than cake batter. So you want it a little bit more wet than cake batter. So I'll continue to just add water and stir, add water and stir until I get it to the consistency that I want. And there you have it. It is at the right consistency. So now we are ready to put our chicken in our batter. So this is the consistency that I wanted. Like I said, a little bit more looser than cake batter. Almost like, I don't even know. But go ahead and put it in. Almost like pancake batter, I would say. So we're going to go ahead and put all of our chicken pieces in, every last bit. And then once all of your chicken is in, go ahead and make sure everything is fully covered, smothered in your batter. You can let this batter sit after you're done for about 15 minutes. While we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and get our grease ready. Okay, I've poured the oil in, and now you want to go ahead and heat that oil up on medium high at 300, and you want to heat the oil to 375 degrees. You can use a thermometer, but I'm going to show you guys how to know when your grease is ready. Once our oil is heating up, now we are ready to marry our wet batter chicken with our dry batter. So what I do is I move all of the seasoning over to one side of my bag. This just makes it easier so that the flour won't touch the wet batter before I'm ready. So go ahead. I'm going to fry 5 pieces of chicken at a time. I have a deep pot. If you don't have a deep pot, only do about 3 pieces. You do not want to overcrowd the grease. So like I said, I am moving my dry batter over, and we're ready to add our wet batter. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick up my chicken pieces, making sure they are fully coated. If you see any without any coating on, go ahead and dip it back in there. But then now you want to go ahead and see how I'm letting the seasoning dip off. And we're placing the chicken on the opposite side of our dry batter inside of the bag. This is, like I said, so that it will not make the black batter clump up before you are ready to mix it. So like I said, if you don't see any parts that are not covered, go ahead and dip that in there. Once I have all 5 pieces of the chicken that I'm about to fry in the bag, we are ready to marry our dry flour with our wet flour. So we're going to just go ahead. I double bagged this. So I want to make sure I grab that. And you're just going to go ahead, take it, and shake it up. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake that thing up. Go ahead all around. Once you're done shaking, you want to go ahead, open your bag, and make sure that all of your pieces are nicely covered like so. And then once you've done that, go ahead and move the bag around so that some of the remaining flour can just get on the chicken. If you see any spots that didn't get covered, just move your bag around and make sure that the covering is the batter is covering all of your chicken. All right, now you want to make sure your grease, your oil is at 375 degrees. If you do not have a thermometer, the way you can tell is just by throwing a little water in there. Water will show you if it's ready to go. If it starts popping and fizzing, then the water is ready for you to go ahead and put your chicken in. Now, when placing your chicken in your grease, you want to lay it down like you're giving it a bath, or you're getting bath water, or you're laying down in your bed. Lay the chicken down. Do not plop that chicken down or you will burn yourself. So like I'm doing, just go ahead and lay that chicken down. If it does not sizzle as soon as you put it into the pot, your grease was not hot enough. This is a definite. Your grease must be at 375 before you lay that chicken in, or your chicken will not come out right. Period. Also, you want to make sure that all of your chicken is covered when frying. So that's why I'm taking my tongs and making sure that's all in. You want to make sure the grease is covering mostly all of the chicken. Like the grease, when I say covering, the bubbling part is going over the chicken. So that's what you want to make sure. Now we're going to go ahead. I have some pretty big pieces, guys, so I'm going to do 8 minutes per side. If your chicken is smaller than mine, if you get those little bitty pieces, you can do maybe 5 to 6 minutes. Wings, depending on your size of wings, 5 to 6 minutes per size. But I have huge pieces of chicken, so I'm doing 8 to 9 minutes per side for my chicken. So what we're going to do now is just let that fry up for about 8-9 minutes. We'll be back. Actually, I'm going to start preparing another bag for my second batch of chicken. We're not going to use the old flour bag because it's already been contaminated with the wet. So go ahead and throw that out and make another batch. All right, so it has been 9 minutes. We are ready to flip our chicken. We're going to go ahead and flip this chicken over. It is smelling so good in here. Oh my goodness, I wish you guys could smell it through the phone. Maybe you can, I don't know. But go ahead and flip your chicken with some tongs. Grab some tongs. And we're basically just going to turn our chicken over. All of our pieces. Look at that. And that's about it. Just go ahead, turn all your chicken pieces over so you can make sure that they get thoroughly done on the other side. Look at that. Look how crispy this chicken looks. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to bite this chicken, which I'm going to show you guys at the end because I'm definitely biting into this chicken. Alright guys, our first batch is done. We are ready to take our chicken out of the grease. So now I have a baking rack with aluminum foil underneath it. And what we're going to do is just go ahead and place all of our chicken pieces on the rack so they can cool. If you are eating your food immediately, you can go ahead and leave your chicken out and let it rest for at least 10 to 15 minutes. If you bite into that chicken now, you are going to burn your mouth. It will still be piping hot in 10 to 15 minutes. So go ahead and leave it on the rack. If you are not eating your chicken right now, say like you got other things to cook, you can put it in a nice warm, toasty 170 degree stove and just let it sit. So now we're going to go ahead and do our second batch. I have to let it warm back up to 375, which takes about 5 minutes. And we're going to go ahead and fry our second batch while we have our first batch to the side. Once again, lay that chicken down. I know I kind of sped this up a little bit, but lay that chicken down. All right, guys, that is our second batch. And it is done. Is it done or am I just turning it over? No, it's done. Look at that. Look at that. So we're going to go ahead and place our second batch on the wire rack and basically plate it up. There you are. That is our crispy, juicy fried chicken. When I tell you this chicken is juicy, I could just tell you it's juicy, but I'm going to actually show you how juicy it is in just a second. All right, guys, so this is what we have been waiting on. We are about to take our bite of our delicious crispy fried chicken, nice and juicy and moist. Of course, I got my hot peppers, which I love, but we're gonna go ahead and bite on in. I don't even know where to go add it at. Let's go right here. Mmm. Baby. And if you ain't eating your chicken with a hot pepper, with a jalapeno pickle pepper, then what are you waiting for? But anyway, that chicken is so juicy and crispy on the outside. You must try this. No milk or eggs needed. I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for me. Give me a big thumbs up. And hit that notification bell so you can be alerted when I do post another video. Alright guys, back to this chicken. Yeah, back to the chicken. It's so crispy. Inside, so juicy.